August, Wednesday. Exactly 1 week I'll officially be a senior in high school. A senior. Sounds a lot better than junior. A whole lot better than freshman. Now, if for some reason mom publishes my journals and you happen to be reading this, you're probably wondering where the sophomores and junior year journals are. Thing is, when things are going well, you don't really feel the need to jot down every little detail of your life. But I'll try to fill in the blanks for you because that's just the kind of person I am. I'll never forget that time in the locker room when Rowley accidentally, Greg, please don't write about that. Olivia and I started dating after that fateful homecoming night 3 years ago. I know everyone says you don't need a girl to make you happy, but boy, does it help. My grades are good. I'm set to be the next student council president. I even won an animated film contest last year. Mom was right. I really did just need to apply myself. But I'm seriously going to have to apply myself this year if I want things to go as planned. So as I stepped to the podium at the center of the gymnasium, ready to give a bleacher full of wide-eyed freshmen an overly upbeat speech no different than the one Olivia gave 3 years ago, I couldn't help but feel optimistic. This is going to be the year of all of my hard work finally paid off. High school is a chance for you to be whoever you want to be. Later. Nice speech, Greg. It was nothing. Wanna hit Papa Tony's? I'll pay for your broke eye. Sorry guys, I gotta see Olivia off. I'll see y'all at the party on Saturday though. I guess I should elaborate on this part too. Olivia got accepted to Aldrich University. Aldrich is basically on the other side of the country. It's ridiculously hard to get into. I was happy for Olivia when she broke the news, but I didn't really thought about what that meant for our relationship until recently. Now that I think about it, Olivia hadn't mentioned anything about how this whole long distance thing was gonna work either. Later that day, at Olivia's house. Geez, do you really need all this stuff? A winter coat, Liv? I don't think it gets that cold in California. Hey, you never know. I like to be prepared for everything. I'm gonna miss you, you know? I sure hope you would. You're not worried, are you? You know what everyone says about long distance relationships. Everything's going to work out fine. I'm sure of it. He went to the front of the house and loaded the car for her sister, and it was time for her to go. I guess this is it. I know you'll do amazing there. I love you. I love you too. I stood in the middle of the street and watched their car get smaller and smaller in the distance. And just like that, Olivia was gone. September. 3 weeks later. I'm telling you, bro, you're limiting yourself with this long distance bullcrap. Look around you. We're surrounded by hot chicks left and right. And your student council president. Just give it up already. You really don't think Olivia's not going to do the same? Olivia would never. I appreciate the advice, Rog, but we've actually been doing just fine. I'm just saying, even some of the straightest edge girls can go wild in college. Sometimes they even experiment. Of course she does experiments. She's a psychology major. Rowley, you idiot. Anyways, just giving you a heads up, Gregory, my friend. The bell rang and we went our separate ways. Pushed any thoughts of Olivia to the back of my mind. Besides, what does Chirac know about dating, or girls in general? And I was telling the truth. Things had been going fine. We video chatted every night. Nothing seemed amiss at all. After school, student council meeting. Alright, settle down guys. As you all know, homecoming is right around the corner. You've all done a great job so far, but we still have... Greg Heffley, can I speak to you for a minute? Principal Stutevant. In my office... Sturtevant's office. Mr. Heffley, I'm sure you're aware of the serious cheating misconduct that has been plaguing Plainview High for this past few years. As student council president, we'd like to include you in the school administration's new anti-cheating initiative. Great. I guess I should really fill you guys in on this too. Remember how way back in my freshman journal I said that it was too hard to cheat in high school? Well, that was completely wrong. The right way wasn't trying to glance at the paper of the kid sitting next to you. It was knowing the right people. It was getting someone who took the test the period before you to text you the answers. GPA has become so important that basically everyone in the grade is willing to cheat in some fashion. And the thing is, everyone knows about it. The students, the parents, the teachers, but no one does anything about it. Last year things escalated when Albert Stanley started sneaking into classrooms and stealing answer keys out of the teacher's desk. We know you're in there, Albert. Come out, come out. All I ever did was supply a demand. I'm innocent, I swear. Believe it or not, I've actually avoided cheating for the most part. Olivia would have never approved, and I was doing fine without cheating anyways. Principal Stutavant said the first step of the anti-cheating initiative would be creating an honor council. He said that the honor council would consist of both students and faculty and would ensure the integrity of the school through hearings when necessary. I wasn't really sure how to feel about this. I already had a lot on my plate, and I wasn't exactly looking to add more. Principal Stutavant could have at least asked if I was interested in it before just putting me on the honor council. It's only a matter of time before I'll have to vote to suspend some random kid. I decided to wrap up the student council meeting early. As I was walking home, I remembered how Olivia went through something similar during my freshman year. I figured the former president is probably the best place to go for advice. I tried to call with her, but it kept ringing until it went to voicemail. I'll admit that was a little unusual since Olivia's pretty good at answering her phone. But of course, it just fueled Shrug's rant from earlier today. I'm telling you, man, all girls are the same. Throw it out again, try out getting her cheeks collected by somebody else, bro. I'm starting to wonder if Shrug went down the wrong rabbit hole online. After getting home, I spent the rest of the evening studying. I finished up around 10 p.m. and got ready for my usual nightly video chat with Olivia. About an hour after calling her, I got this response. Sorry, can't talk. I've been really busy today, but tomorrow for sure. Now I'll admit this hadn't happened before, but I didn't think too much of it. We have a calculus test tomorrow. I need to go to bed early anyways. The next day, and did she say why she couldn't talk? No, she just said she was busy. Have you checked her text chat score? Her what? You know what? Give me your phone. Hey, boys, keep it down or else I'm going to have to separate you two. Yes, mom. Yes, mom. Meet me after school. This will be important. After school. Yup, just what I thought. See, every time I refresh the page, her text chat score goes up. So, that doesn't mean anything. Sounds like you desperately need a female perspective on this matter. Oh? Oh, Heffley, you're still as hopeless as ever. It's been a while. Have you missed me? Who are you? It's me, Angie. We were friends back in middle school. Can't say I recall. Shrug, do you remember Angie? I'm drawing a blank here too. Whatever. The important thing is I can help you with your hopeless romantic pursuit much more than this incel. Hey. Later that day, Angie showed me some pictures of us on her phone and apparently we really did go to middle school together. Who knew? She went on about love languages and zodiac compatibility, but only one thing she said really stuck with me. Girls aren't attracted to someone who needs them. The best thing you can do is focus on yourself, Heffley. Don't be clingy. Honestly, maybe Angie was right, but maybe there was truth in what Shrug has been saying too. Later that evening, when I went to check the mail, I realized there was a way I could solve both problems at once. Discover Aldrich. What you need to know about freshman admissions. Apply November 1st, even if you have no chance of getting in, so our acceptance rate looks higher. This whole thing could end up working out just fine. What I have to do is get in. Olivia called shortly before I went to bed. I figured now was as good a time as ever to start taking Angie's advice. I've decided I want to go to Aldrich, council's office. Aldrich, you know it's a very competitive school, Greg. I'm aware. I'll do whatever I can to get in. Besides, Olivia got in and I'm student council president too. Well, Olivia did have exceptional test scores. Like you said, as student council president, you've already got a great leadership role. College is always like that. Your grades are good, but it looks like you're just a few ranks short of making the honors list. And your SAT scores from last spring is solid too, but you'll likely need to retake them if you want a good shot at Aldrich. Lastly, do you know which major you would apply for at Aldrich? Some of their schools are more competitive than others. I guess I really haven't thought about that. Take a career test when you have the chance. It will give you a better idea of what you may want to pursue. I was on my way out of the office when Olivia called again. This time I decided to answer. Hey Greg, I've missed you. I feel like we haven't spoken in such a long time. Yeah, it's been a while. I've got some great news. Can you guess? I'm coming home this weekend for my birthday. I can't wait to see you. I'm sorry this is so sudden. I was only able to get plane tickets at the last moment. You won't be too busy, will you? No way. I didn't tell Olivia about applying to Aldrich on the phone. We're meeting at this fancy restaurant on Saturday, so I figured I'd wait until then. I took the career test after school. You had to answer a bunch of weird questions like, would you rather build a house or study electrons? Personally, I'm not sure why anyone would willingly do manual labor for the rest of their lives, but that probably still beats being a clerk, like what I got the last time I took one of those. My top two career choices were arts and designs and journalism. I guess that makes sense, seeing as I spend half of my free time writing and drawing in these journals. When I was younger, I really wanted to become a game developer and work at Sillerman Studios, the company that developed Twisted Wizard. But I've heard way too many stories about people being overworked there and having to sleep at their desk. Twisted Wizard's, what was that? 13 Deluxe isn't going to make itself. Get back to work, boy. Unfortunately, when I told mom and dad about my results, they didn't seem thrilled. They said artists and writers are starved and I should do something more practical like business or engineering. You need to be talented if you want to succeed as an artist, son. I'm surprised mom wasn't encouraging me since she's usually all for me exploring my interests and stuff. Maybe the way Roderick turned out gave her a change of heart. I'll admit, mom and dad's reactions were pretty disappointing, but I'm sure Olivia will be supportive of me. Saturday. Things started fine, but as the evening went on, I had a harder and harder time focusing on what Olivia was saying. Was it what the scolding I got from mom and dad? All the advice Angie has given me? Shrugs, rants? Whatever it was, I probably could have brought up the older news smoother than I did. Blah blah college, blah blah friends, blah blah parties. I'm applying to Aldrich! Oh, what? It's just, are you sure that's a good idea? You too, huh? What do you mean you too? What do you think I mean? Greg, I didn't mean it like that. I just want what's best for you. Out of everybody else, I thought you would actually support me with this. If you really think I'm that flippin' stupid, why don't you just break up with me now? I can't believe you would even. I stormed out of the restaurant before she could finish. I could still remember seeing that disappointing look in her eyes. The same look I'd gotten from Dad, Stutevant, and Rowley before. Looks like I can add Olivia to the long list of people who never actually believed in me. You know, looking back, I'm not surprised she never saw me as her equal. And in some ways, I get it. I really do. I've never been the smartest or the most talented or whatever. I know that's not what people think of me. But I thought at least someone would have recognized what I've accomplished. Later that night, everything after I left the restaurant still feels like a haze. The only reason I know it really happened are the missed calls notifications from Olivia still on my phone. I haven't bothered to answer back yet. I can't imagine she's happy with me leaving her to foot the bill, much less my blow-ups. But really, what would I even say? Oh, Olivia, I'm so sorry I overreacted. It's not like you basically just told me you didn't want to see me for the next 4 years. I never fought with Olivia like this before. Not since that one night freshman year. I didn't know what to feel. I'm not sure if I'm feeling anything at all right now. There was one thing I was sure about though. I was getting into Aldrich, no matter what. Not just for myself, but to prove everyone else wrong. I had a hard time sleeping that night. I wasn't able to get these old memories of us out of my head. 1 year earlier. Sigh, okay. Great, Michael's sick, so I'm going to have to be at the fundraiser this Saturday. I don't know if I can do this anymore. Between college entrance exams, AP classes, student council, my sis, I just don't want to let everyone down. I feel like I'm always on edge. I'm just so tired. It's too much. Olivia, look at me. I know you can do this. I know you're amazing, more than anyone else. And you know that too. You're not worried about next year. I mean, nothing will change. I love you. That was the first time she said it. The next morning, you know how they always say dreams are a window to your deepest desires or something like that? I think I get it now. So the first thing I did that morning was call Olivia to apologize. To be honest, I still don't think what I did was totally uncalled for. But Olivia means too much to me to just end things like this. Hey, Olivia, how are you? Greg, you walked out on me on my birthday. How do you think I am? What on earth is going on with you? You didn't even give me a chance to explain what I meant. You just blew up and left. The bill came out to $100. Thanks for that, by the way. You think I just sat there by myself and finished the food? You ruined the entire evening, Greg. How to apologize to girls. 1. Take responsibility. 2. Make sure to listen. 3. Beg for forgiveness. Beg forgiveness. 4. No gaslight. Angie told me these steps a while back. I'm glad I took notes. I'm sorry. I mean it. It's just, I've been going through some stuff, and it would have meant a lot to hear you say you would support me with a plan to Aldrich. I mean, I thought you would have been happy to hear that. You know, Greg, you're right. I am glad to hear that, I guess. I just wasn't expecting it. That's all. Can you hear me out this time? Alright, okay. Aldrich can be tough. There's so many people here who are so insanely talented. It's easy to feel like you're already behind. I want that for you. I know that means we wouldn't get to be together all the time, but I just want you to succeed, you know? Greg, are you still here? Sure. I get it. Damn it. Olivia assured me that everything would be okay, but I had a hard time believing her. I mean, why should I believe her? She clearly didn't believe in me. The whole long distance thing was becoming a disaster already. Could I make it through this until college? College had always seemed so impossibly far away, like some weird alternate reality. To be honest, when I was a kid, I always thought I would have died or something before it happened. It's like I just can't fully wrap my mind around the idea of leaving home. I think I don't have a choice though. Leaving home might be hard, but I don't think I can imagine not being with Olivia anymore. I'm going to have to make this work, no matter what. Winter break. A few months have passed and I haven't had much time to write in this thing anymore. I knew I'd have to stay on top of all my classes to have a shot at Aldrich, and I've done just that. As if that wasn't already hard enough. I've had to balance my student council president duties along with studying for the SAT. I took it back at the beginning of the month, and thanks to my two-step plan, I was handsomely rewarded. My score was high enough to send to Aldrich, and I pretty much aced all of my midterms. Gee, thanks, Jesus. Success. Olivia and I have been doing better since the fight. I was hoping to see her this Christmas, but she and her sister had planned this big vacation. We're in Hawaii. It would have been nice to know that ahead of time. I'm pretty disappointed, but it's honestly not the end of the world. I've spent so much time studying, I don't really have anything interesting to talk to Olivia about besides my SAT score. And I knew that would just lead things back to Aldrich and dampen the mood. I didn't have anything to do to the days leading up to Christmas, so I ended up hanging out at the mall with Raleigh and Chirag a lot. It was the first time forever I had a real break. We were started to think you'd forgotten about us, Gregory. You haven't been avoiding us because of Olivia, have you? I thought you knew about bros before. Joshi says real men treat women with kindness and respect, Chirag. Now, Chirag, Joshi's right. Maybe you took his advice more, you'd have a girlfriend too. I'll have you know I've decided to wait until college for that. College girls can appreciate a sensitive intellectual. High school girls just aren't ready for me yet. Sure, that's why. By the way, Greg, have you sent in your application for Aldrich yet? I need to submit my application by the end of January. There was only one holdup. I still wasn't on the honors list. The honors list is this academic distinction you get for being in the top 10% of GPA rankings in a class. Unfortunately, I pretty much didn't have a chance of getting into Aldrich without that on my resume. Apparently, colleges have some super sophisticated process that filters out any resumes with low GPAs. Meh. Not yet. It's almost ready. There's just a few things I have to do. Hello, boys. Oh, great. It's the colored rock expert. I actually go by the crystal connoisseur. You could at least put some effort into your insults. Grab a seat, Angie. What do you mean? There's no space for another chair. Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. You're sure you don't want to join us? We were about to check out the back of Spencer's. Can't. I'm shopping for a Christmas present for my boyfriend. Oh, well, okay then. Actually, I do have some time to kill. Why not? Ooh, whoa. Would you rather have $400 or double it and give it to the next person, please? Ugh, damn it, Raleigh. Why are we in the supplement shop, Miss Intellectual Wasteland? And why are you holding a tub of creatine behind your back? And why are you sweating so much? You're dating a himbo, aren't you, Angie? Quiet down. Body is just as important as mind, you know? Is that right? Are you feeling okay? Okay, you're a guy, I think. What would you want for Christmas? That's easy. The new Twisted Wizard 3 remake. Yeah, like, that's any better. That's just the other end of the spectrum of the guys, of basic guy things. Okay, I like a new lens. But with student council, I don't have time anymore. You're a photographer too. You get it. Oh, I'd love something photography related. But I can't imagine Paddy ever doing that. Hey, what you getting Olivia? Something nerdy, I bet. Paddy? Huh? Oh, I was going to get her a necklace. Riley's on the go, so we might be a while. Let's go to the jewelry store. I can help you. You definitely picked the wrong one, Heffley. Oh, what a cute couple. Are you two interested in a matching set? We're running a special holiday sale. Oh, no, we're not. Yes, we're definitely together. You want that discount, don't you? But why did it feel good? Walking with Angie, being able to talk about photography stuff, spending time with her, holding her hand. No, I just missed Olivia, that's all. Eventually, we finished up at the mall. We said goodbye to Shiraga and Rowley. I walked Angie back to our house. Wanted to stay with her a little longer and ask her something. Late that evening. Is everything alright, Heffley? Yeah, everything's fine. You know, I've missed hanging out with you. I know, today felt like middle school again, didn't it? Those were the days. Had to ask her. I knew if I didn't, I'd end up regretting it. I knew I couldn't deal with wondering what could have happened if I just asked her. I just had to ask. Do you ever wonder, if you weren't with, do you think we'd be together? Oh, we can't, Heffley. Maybe if things were different, but they aren't. It doesn't matter. I think I regret it anyway. It was a pointless question. I should have known it was pointless. I'm sorry. Oh, that's my stop. You weren't even close to our street yet. Bye, Greg. Bye, Angie. I stood and watched her disappear into the snow, and just like that, Angie was gone. I went home. It was too cold out to be crying. December 26th. Christmas came and went. Nothing particularly interesting happened, but nothing particularly horrendous happened either. At this point, I'd call that a win. I think a lot of the magic wears off Christmas as you get older. All my relatives came into town this year, which should have been a nice distraction, but ended up just making things worse. I was around so many people, but I still felt so damn lonely. And all of the nosy questions I got bombarded with didn't help either. How's school going? Keeping up those grades up, eh? Are you still with what's her name? You're still in high school. Enjoy it while you can. Have you applied to any colleges? Do you know what you're going to major in? There's only so much family togetherness I can take, so I've been holed up in my room for most of the day. Eventually, Mom knocked on the door and said I was being rude and needed to grace the family with my presence or something. It's funny, most of the time, feels like the world has seen enough of Greg Heffley. I'll be there in a minute, Mom. No new notifications. Sigh. It's just an all-around bad situation. Apparently he still lives in that basement, no school, no job, no prospects whatsoever. It's not his fault though. You know Susan isn't tough enough on them. Frank tried, but he couldn't do it either. But Frank and I watched firsthand how Gary ended up. He knows it runs in the family. He could have done more, send them to Bishop Garrigan or something. I feel bad for Greg. There's always been something off about that boy. I fear he'll end up the same way. Where are you going? Nowhere. I stormed out of the house and into the snow. I didn't even know why I was walking the way I was. I guess I just felt like it. If you're wondering why I never filled you in on Roderick since freshman year, it's because there isn't much to talk about. He hasn't been able to hold down a job since he dropped out of college. He tried community college for a bit, but even then he ditched class all the time. He basically joined Uncle Gary as the embarrassment of the family. Mom and Dad shifted all their attention to Manny, and I get forgetting in the process. Sleeping as usual. Now Roderick pretty much only leaves the basement to eat or get high with Bill and his buddies. He barely even plays the drums anymore, unless he has some gig at the local comedy club or the senior center. So you see why I hate it when people compare me to Roderick. Everyone seems to think I'm headed down the same path as him. I don't even know why anymore. I've actually accomplished stuff. I've actually tried these past few years, but no matter what I do, I can't seem to shake the reputation I have of being a wimp from my family or from anyone else. I knew what Uncle Joe was talking about to Grandma, and it wasn't all about academics. I've never amounted to his idea of what a man should be. Would a real man need a coat in this weather? Because it was times like this I wish I owned something with a hood instead of identical sweaters and t-shirts. I tried my best to ignore the cold, harsh air whipping against my face. I kept walking until I ended up at Plainview Plaza. Cries of laughter echoed through the street. The big Christmas tree was front and the center, still lit up from the holidays. I used to love this part of town. Mom and Dad would take Roderick and me here after church as kids. This one time, I found a box of communion wafers in the back of the Sunday school classroom. I was really hungry because I hadn't eaten breakfast, so I ate some and stuffed my pockets full of them. I still had some left over when we were at the plaza, so I fed them to the ducks in the fountain. When Mom realized what I was doing, she lost it. I thought she was going to be mad, but she couldn't stop laughing. Oh, Greg. These were happy memories. So why did I hate this place so much right now? Oh, yeah, that's why. The fountain spout sputtered kind of pathetically, trying its best, but failing to keep the basin from freezing over. Behind it, there was a girl about my age standing alone. I never go up to talk to strangers, but I did this time for some reason. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I don't know why I blurted out what I did. It sounds so stupid even as the words were coming out of my mouth, but I couldn't stop myself. You know those ducks that are always here in the fountain? Where do you think they go when it freezes over like this? I think they fly south for the winter, weirdo. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Damn, Charlie just left me. I went over to the edge of the plaza and sat on a bench by myself. From this angle, the fountain spout looked like a man drowning struggling to stay afloat. What's this, a dog? It had a collar, but there was no information about the owner on it. Hey there, little fella. Where's your owner? Who's a good boy? Who's a good Ollie? What? I don't think that name is problematic at all. Later. Can we keep him, please? You remember the last time we had a dog, don't you, son? Dad, that was almost 5 years ago. How about this? We can keep him for now, but you have to put up some missing flags around the neighborhood. What are responsible owners leaving a dog outside in this weather? Yeah, completely irresponsible. Totally something I wouldn't do. Sunday. Winter break ends tomorrow and Ollie's owners still haven't called. Taking care of Sweetie was always a pain, but I didn't mind it with Ollie. It was nice to have someone who depended on me. It's been a long time since I've had that feeling. I'm seriously hoping they don't call. January. Monday. School has been such a slog again. I can't take a second to catch my breath with the amount of work they're giving us. I can't afford to let my grades slip. You'll have all the weekend to complete the project. It's not my problem if you can't manage your time properly. Whoever said senior year was chill was a big liar. I honestly only talk with Olivia a few times a week now. Ollie's been keeping me company, though, which sounds even more embarrassing when I write in here. After class. Hey, I heard Bryce already applied to Aldrich. Yeah, apparently like everyone in his family went there. He's basically guaranteed to get in. Oh, that legacy douchebag. Last year, Olivia was the only one in her grade to go into Aldrich. There's always been rumors that the Ivy Leagues only pick a certain amount of kids from each high school. It's not like I don't already have enough competition to deal with. I don't need Bryce getting in the way. Now, it's been a long time since I last spoken with Bryce, and as I remember, it didn't end well. I don't think there's any chance Bryce will put in a good word for me, but I couldn't just sit back and let everything I'd worked for go to waste. The deadline for Aldrich was rapidly approaching. Something had to change, and fast. With the deadline looming, I couldn't afford to worry if Bryce was really a legacy admin or if there was something more going on. There was one thing in my control right now. I need to get on the honours list by any means necessary. Would it be possible to see the class rankings list?
I'd like to see where I stand. The deadline is coming up, you know. Councillor Abbott's office. Greg, I'm not at liberty to give you that information. Just keep up what you're doing and good things will come. Can't you make an exception just this one time? I'm sorry, but my hands are tied. Keep up what I've been doing? What has that got me so far? If Mr. Abbott wasn't going to give me the rankings, then I was going to have to get them myself. And I have an idea. This was going to be a stakeout Tuesday. Let's go, people. We need decorations up at every corner for the dance, the student council meeting. Are you sure you want to do this? Are you kidding? I love this kind of stuff. You haven't forgotten the weed operation from freshman year, have you? It'll be risky if we get caught. Ah! For you, Gregory, anything. Meet me at the parking lot. After school. I'll be in Roderick's van. If you haven't guessed it, my plan was to sneak into Mr. Abbott's office after hours and find a class rankings list there. I need to know how close I am, who exactly is ahead of me. Shrug would keep watching the van while I went in, or in the worst case scenario, be a quick getaway option. I booked it home after school. Roderick's van would be the perfect place to set up a watch. We'd need to wait until Mr. Abbott and the rest of the councillors finally went home. Once the coast was clear, I'd sneak in, find the list, and sneak right back out. 20-minute heist. Simple. I figured Roderick wouldn't miss it if I borrowed his van for a few hours. He hardly leaves the basement as it is, much less the house. I went down to the basement, and sure enough, the human sloth incarnate was still asleep. His keys were where they always were, lying on top of his filthy, unplayed snare drum, whose only purpose now serves as a nightstand. Roderick became such a bum. I told Mom I was heading to the mall with Rowley and that Roderick said I could take his van. She hardly even looked up from her book. It was almost too easy. 4 p.m. or a.m., I don't even know. Shrug and I are holed up in the van in the student parking lot. We have a clear line of sight of Mr. Abbott's car across the way. Now all we had to do was wait. Let me get this straight. You're doing all this for a girl? That's some serious simping, man. I'd have to agree, like, you're dragging it, bro. This part might end up feeling a lot longer than I initially thought it would. 7 p.m. Abbott finally left. He sure took his sweet time. I know no high school or council in the world has enough on their plate to keep them that late. The sun had already set. I left the van and made my way to the entrance under the cover of the darkness. There was a good chance the side entrance to the school was locked, but I had that covered. All cross-signed students have an ID card that unlock the entrance doors during the day, but I was able to convince administration to let my ID card work at later hours. Wait, won't they just be able to see if he's signed in or like? I don't know if this is foolproof, Greg. Sure enough, my ID scanned me through the side entrance. Turns out there were perks to being student council president besides it looking good on my resume. The hallways weren't lit up inside, which was strange. Crossing is so big that there's normally some kind of event going on after school no matter what. Only the exit light glowed softly, lighting the halls in a faint orange hue. It's always so surreal going into an empty place that should be full of life. Reminds me of that one night at homecoming with Olivia. At least I wouldn't have to worry about witnesses. I turned the corner and proceeded to Mr. Abbott's office. The councillor's offices were north of the main corridor, not far from where the student council had met earlier. I scanned up and down the hallway, still empty. Quietly, I tried the door, locked, but I had been expecting that. I'm bypassing the main frame in 3, 2, you're in. This didn't actually happen. I just think it sounds a lot cooler than what actually did. Roderick had taught me how to pick a lock as repayment for not snitching on him about his party back in middle school. Probably one of the only useful things he ever did for me. I used a bobby pin and paperclip to jiggle the tumblers until I heard a click. The door swung open, I took a deep breath and slipped in. Let's do this. I tore apart the room, but I still couldn't find the file. I knew it had to be there, but it just wasn't. I was just about to lose hope when I found it, the file. I didn't have time to read it to find my name, so I quickly took a photo. Now all I have to do was... Oh. Wait, red alert, you've got to get out of there now, Greg. Flip. I froze for a second, then booked it as fast as I could to get out of the office and into the bathroom down the hall. I'm not sure if they saw me, but my heart was racing and my head was screaming. Someone must have followed me in. Someone must have known I was going to be here. But who? I darted to the nearest store and climbed up on the toilet so my feet wouldn't show. Footsteps were still stomping outside the door. I waited there for what felt like an eternity, but just when I thought the coast was clear. Exploded diaper all over the place. Exploded diaper in your face. Flip! Must accidentally turn on my ringer when I was taking the pictures. The one time Roger calls me, he must need the fan to go buy some more damn drugs. Greg Heffley? Is that you? It's okay, you can come on out. That wasn't a teacher's voice, and it sounded so familiar. What was going on? Yeah, man, unfortunately, this is where it ends. You never find out who's calling Greg, what's going to happen, like, yeah, man, we don't know what's going to happen next, so yeah, man. It's fun before it ended, man, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully someone can continue this and something like that, but yeah, have a great day, guys.